You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. How we doing? You know, it's a beautiful day, nothing but rain up in beautiful state of California. San Francisco 49ers have a major racism issue in the 49ers building. I want to bring this out. The 49ers looked at it, contemplated it, and looked at it over the years of what the 49ers have done, how the 49ers have positioned themselves, and now the 49ers have given away the entire team. The entire team is left. And let me tell you why it's a major racism issue. This one goes all the way back, and I've been on this for a minute, looking at the Steve Wilkes firing, looking at the Anthony Lynn departure, looking at the not signing or re-signing of Gus Armstead, looking at the number of players that left the 49ers last year and the number of players who have left the 49ers this year. 49ers have a major racism issue in the building, and here's the issue. The issue is the white players get paid and the black players do not get paid. As far as the coaches, no coaches in the NFL want to come to the 49ers and work for Kyle Shanahan. Now, this is a major issue, and I'll tell you why it's a major issue. If you take a look at Pete Carroll getting hired as the Oakland Raiders head coach and the number of coaches that came forward to work with Pete Carroll, you're not getting that as it has been in years with the San Francisco 49ers. And I bring it to you to tell you, Bill Walsh always had a relationship with the players. Bill Walsh cut many players much earlier than many other NFL coaches would have. But he had a clear understanding and a clear message. And that's not happening in the 49ers building. The San Francisco 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, are being buddy-buddy with the players until it comes contract time. And then at contract time, the whole conversation changed. We're not buddy-buddy anymore. So what it's done is a reflection of the 49ers organization. And the 49ers have been one of the leaders in the Rooney Rule as far as 49er coaches. But after Kansas City, Dave Meggett came out and interviewed for the position. The word on the NFL is coaches are not coming to coach for the San Francisco 49ers. It's a major issue. And you look at it, and a lot of fans have been 49er fans for a long time. I go all the way back to Harry M. Stevens being a vendor in Candlestick Park and working every step. I'll tell you this, the 49ers have always been a supporter of HBCU, a major supporter of the Rooney Rule, and have never had this type of environment or players leave the San Francisco 49ers. And when I looked at it collectively, the 49ers normally in the NFL, you'll have one or two players decide, I'm going to move on. It's a tough decision, but I'm going to move on for the sake of money. That's usually one or two or maybe three players you're going to lose. There's no way in the world you can tell me today the San Francisco 49ers $321 million of free agent signing to 49er free agents. That means either the entire NFL has gotten it wrong or the entire NFL has seen what's going on in the San Francisco 49ers. You've got to look at it, Hufanga. You've got Greenlaw, okay? And this situation of bringing coaches in as defensive coordinators. And you look at how it went down and how I've always said that the San Francisco 49ers will not be able to build a defense off of free agents in 1 year. You won't even know what soda they're drinking. And folks, I'll tell you, when it comes to football and you cover the game of the NFL, and I had a great experience, okay, Larry Fitzgerald's father really had a great conversation when the Arizona Cardinals came to San Francisco. There's a way of discipline that you treat a player, and a player is still a man and he has a family. The 49ers players have exited. Normally you ask, a coach will be replaced when he has lost the locker room. What do you do with the coach that has lost the entire team? If you take the year before and this year, the 49ers have lost their entire roster. You have Brock Purdy is now a quarterback that the 49ers will more than likely end up putting a franchise tag on it because Brock Purdy no longer has any team that's going to be able to compete. The NFL is built off of loyalty, which is understandable. There are NFL coaches who have sons who coach in the game, as Kyle Shanahan is the son of Mike Shanahan. But the way the treatment has went, the Deebo Samuel really puzzled me. Was it a devaluing of Deebo Samuel? Because I couldn't understand why Brandon Jennings was catching so many balls. But this thing has gotten way out of control. And the 49ers are looking to rebuild, and they're calling it a rebuild. But this isn't a rebuild. This is a Hail Mary of desperation to try to, because all the players have left the San Francisco 49ers. Now, many will say, well, Mike, that's not the case. It's a rebuilding. No other team in the NFL rebuilds this way. The only time this rebuilding comes in like this is when you hire a head coach and the head coach decides, I don't want these players. As legendary Chuck Noll of the Pittsburgh Steelers, when he was hired, he made it very clear, we're going to win, we're just not going to win with you. And now you look at the 49ers, the best players, the best roster in the league, and then Shady McCoy made it very plain. The 49er franchise is no longer the 49er franchise. It's a hodgepodge of players that are coming in and out in a revolving door, which has never been what the 49ers have done. The 49ers have always had players of loyalty, players who believed in the organization, and they believe the organization will do the right thing. But in an exodus of over 2 years, this is more than one may imagine, and this is why the 49ers have a major racism problem in the building. The racism is starting from the white players get paid and the black players don't get paid. The white players are treated differently. They're injured and receive contracts, and the black players get injured and they don't receive contracts. This is a major issue, and this started a long time ago, and that's why there's been a mass exodus of coaches and a mass exodus of players from the San Francisco 49ers. You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We will all tell you it's our opinion, but if it turns to truth, I've given you the facts long before it happened, and I gave you the facts on the San Francisco 49ers over a year ago that this was not going to work. John Lynch is trying to separate, but he has a stain. And folks, we've done this a long time, and we've been a successful franchise. And for the life of me, how we went from Robbie Gould to Moody as a kicker, and it's not even a kicker that can kick in the National Football League as a third-round pick. 3 first-round draft picks. But now we circle back and we go to Mac Jones. That tells me, Brock Purdy, you're probably looking at a franchise tag, and that's the way the game is played now in the 49ers building. Stay tuned. All things are possible to those who believe, but I openly tell you the 49ers have a major problem of racism in the San Francisco 49ers building. We'll see you soon.